Alright, Shalom. I'm the brother Tasiyat coming back with another video. But before I start off, I would like to give all praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, Ba'asham Kakadash. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akyam across this world, who are spreading this knowledge and truth and sincerity. And Shalom to the few sincere brothers and sisters out there who are also listening. And may the election be upon your households. God Shalom. So today I want to make a video because Trump is threatening to pull the USA out of NATO, and that if he does that, that is wonderful, man. Because the scriptures show us that eventually, his allies in the EU are also gonna be bombing America. So certain things have to happen before that takes place, right? So what basically Trump is saying is that because in the Iran conflict, the European nations are not really supporting him. He's considering to go out of the NATO. So let me read a bit of the article here. This is from the Guardian.com. It says, can Trump pull the US out of NATO, and why is he considering it? The US president hinted at leaving the military alliance as he wages war on Iran with little support from allies. So, as he wages war on Iran, it was not, the other way around. He decided to go to Iran and to attack them, like these white people often do. They love to play the victim. Meanwhile, it's them, committing these acts, man. Anyway, it says here, after years of attacking its efficacy and assailing its members as spendthrift freeloaders, Donald Trump now appears on the very threshold of doing the once unthinkable, withdrawing the US from NATO. And it was once unthinkable, but now is becoming more a reality. Okay, we see that the world is in a crazy time, man. So these things are possible, but if you would think about it 20 years ago, you wouldn't think that this was going to be possible, man. It says such a move would signal a political earthquake for the Western security architecture established in the aftermath of the Second World War, and which endured Cold War confrontation with the Soviet Union before expanding after the demise of Eastern European communism in 1989. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Okay, that's why it's called NATO. The alliance formal name was set up in 1949 with an initial core of 12 members, including the US, Britain, France, Canada, and Denmark, and has since expanded to include 32 countries. Its initial purpose was to provide a bulwark against Soviet communism, then deemed to be aggressively expansionist. But it was also underpinned by a recognition that an absence of collective security had been key to the failure to deter, who, in 1930s, as, who, Germany steadily annexed territory before the Second World War. Okay, so they want to, of course, they like using all these different words. So it says, why is Trump considering withdrawal from the alliance? Trump's immediate ire has been piqued by NATO's refusal to support or come to the US's aid in the war against Iran. Like Italy and like Spain, But nothing in NATO's charter obliges its members to do so. The US was not attacked and did not consult fellow NATO states beforehand. So Trump is saying, yeah, y'all don't support me, so I'm gonna leave y'all niggas, basically. But the as far as I'm reading right now, the treaty doesn't say that they have to come support him if he is the one that is seeking for war. If he's the one, basically when somebody punches you first, then you are of course allowed to hit back. But you are the one that punches first, right? Sometimes you tell other people like, hey, don't punch first, So what is Donald Trump doing? He's punching first out of, out of the blue, so to say. Well, not out of the blue. Of course, there are some political reasons and for resources and things like that, you know. But just to say he's making this first move, and now he is trying to persuade his friends to also go into damnation with him. It's like you are at a party, or you are. Let me just say it like this: you are walking outside, right, with a group of friends. You're with 5 friends, right? And one of the friends, he's always looking for trouble. Now all of a sudden, there's another group of guys that just stands on the curb. What does this friend of you do? He just, he just forces himself into one of these guys, bumps into them, and starts pushing them like, hey, get out of the way, like random. So now, with his action, he is drawing his friends in to also come and fight with him. Meanwhile, his friends are like, hey man, what the fuck are you doing, man? We was just minding our business, and now, because your dumbass cannot, act normal, now you want us to fight with you. Meanwhile, you are the one seeking trouble. That's what Donald Trump is doing, man. He wants to lure you in with his troubles to get his benefits out of it, you know. But Europe is like, nah, man, we are not down with that. Look at what he did with Greenland, for example. Like, this man, he is moving crazy, man. But it's funny, man. It's funny, man. It's scriptural that he's moving crazy because shit has to happen, you know. So again, why is Trump considering withdrawal from the alliance? Trump's immediate ire has been piqued by NATO's refusal to support or come to the US's aid in the war against Iran. But nothing in NATO's charter obliges its members to do so. The US was not attacked and did not consult fellow NATO states beforehand. What has Trump recently said about NATO? He called NATO a paper tiger and said withdrawing the US from membership was beyond reconsideration. Words that implied his mind was made up. So, we're gonna see, man. We're gonna see, because this guy loves to talk a lot. So we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Because it seems like he and Mark Rutte, the leader from NATO, are like buddies. So we're gonna see what is what, man. He has also repeatedly said, citing the lack of support for the Iran war and European inaction to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, that NATO would not protect the US in the same way the US shields Europe. This is belied by the NATO support for the long war in Afghanistan. So, anyway, I think that's enough for the article right now. You can read it for yourself if you want. Let's read some scriptures, man. Let's go to the book of Revelation, chapter 17. Now let's start at verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Who's that great whore? That's America, okay? America. It says, with whom the kings of the earth, so the other countries, have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Okay, these other countries, they always wanna mimic what America does, right? They want to be like America. They want to live that American dream, And like you see here in my notes, that wine is the different philosophies that they be pushing, The fornication is, anything contrary to Yahweh. Spiritual adultery, following other woman, Satan worshipping, accepting the alphabet community. Okay, only trust yourself. With the media, they doing their things. So let me read this here. 1 second. Let me read let me see. Verse, where is it? Verse 16. And the 10 horns, so the 10 horns, this is talking about the EU, okay, the European nation. And we have made videos, and I've also made a previous video concerning the breakdown of Revelation chapter 17. So what you can do is type in Revelation 17 GMS breakdown, or Revelation 17 Great Millstone breakdown. So verse 16, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast. Now in the article we read that there were 12 countries, right, with the EU, but basically what was it? What is that country called again? Portugal and Spain, they were one, and the UK and Ireland, they were one. So actually it's 10. Okay, it says these European nations shall hate the whore. They're gonna hate America. Okay, first they were allies, you know, and now the EU will hate America, you know, and they will be tired of her, and they're gonna send missiles upon her, man. Okay, we're gonna read it. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. How are 10 horns gonna burn a beast? Is this talking about just horns and just a beast? No, man. This is talking about the EU gonna launch their missiles towards America, and they're gonna burn her, man. Burn Babylon, so to say. But before this happens, something major, you know, has to occur for EU to and America to switch on each other like this. And by the way Trump has been moving lately, you know, you can see this. You can see this happening, man, clearly. You know, given it a little time, you know, it will come to pass, man. It says, for Yahweh had put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Who is reigning over the kings? The kings are these other nations. Who is reigning? Which country, you know, is basically as a whore and is ruling over the other countries? It's America. You see? So it's beautiful, man, that this is coming out. And I pray to Yahweh Bashem Yeshai that Trump, you know, leaves the NATO. And that's also one of the biggest reasons that eventually the NATO is going to shoot their missiles to America. So we just have to wait and see what happens, man. So with that, I hope it was edifying. And I want to give all praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone. And peace and salutation to the sincere Akyam across this world, who are spreading this knowledge and truth and sincerity. And shalom to the few sincere brothers and sisters out there who are also listening. And may the election be upon your households. Khan shalom.